Your people came by a little bit ago. I'm like, hey, is there anything to talk about? They're like, hey, the win. I said, oh, he won? Did you guys know he won last week? Man, what was it like for you? First of all, to be able to have your dad in your ear a couple times, and I know your dad doesn't say much, but then to be able to do a burnout in front of your dad, I mean, how cool was that?
Yeah, it's cool. I ran out of gas. Well, I ran out of gas again.
But at least you got a burnout,
Yeah,
you got two burnouts in.
Kind of. I knew we were on a short leash there with fuel, so I didn't get to do as much as I wanted, but good problem to have, I guess. So yeah, it was just a good weekend all around. I've never had a weekend like that really in my career, and especially maybe a long time ago racing short tracks or whatever, but really never in NASCAR. So that just meant a lot to me, and I think our team, and just knowing, I feel like that's the kind of weekend we can have. I think that's the kind of team we can be. I think we can be that strong other places too. So we just need to do more of that. And yeah, I think.
Is it gonna be back to back? You think? What do you guys think? You back to back? Is Michigan one of the tracks that you like coming to?
Yeah, I felt like when we first started coming up here, things were good, and I don't want to say it came easy, but we had some really good runs there right off the bat. Better runs than I anticipated having up here. Had some great opportunities that I pretty much threw in a trash can there real early on. So, it's I feel like those first handful of starts were better than the last couple have been. So I'm not real sure why that is, but obviously the rules changed and everything from what we used to have to what we have now makes for a really different Michigan race than what it used to be. So I'm not sure if that has plays a role or not. But
Chase, I got a bunch of fan questions, and if you don't mind, I'm going to take it down here and let them ask a couple questions. Right down here, what's your name?
Carrie.
Carrie, and what is your question?
What's your favorite dirt track to race?
Ooh, favorite dirt track.
I didn't really do a whole bunch of dirt track racing in general coming along. So there was a few around North Georgia. One of them was actually called North Georgia Speedway. Enjoyed racing there. Dixie Speedway is right down the road from home too. So I didn't really race enough dirt, I don't think, to ever really have a favorite. But Dixie was a pretty cool place. I remember watching a few races there and whatnot. But hey, good question.
Right down here, what's your name?
Chris, I'm from Canada. I've been following you forever. My question is, when you guys are changing colors or any things, how easy is it to go find out quickly before you guys do it?
Oh yeah, like to keep a secret, like if you get a favorite paint scheme or a different paint scheme and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How tough is that for you?
It's not very tough to keep a secret. I mean, I don't talk to many people anyway, so it's pretty easy for me to keep secrets. So yeah, I just see it and don't say nothing going down the road. So yeah, it's not all that hard.
What's your name?
Amber, and I'm from Wisconsin. When did you figure out that you really want to do racing? What age? Because since your dad raced and you saw a lot of that.
Yeah, you've been around the racetrack forever. When did you finally just say, you know what, I think I want to try this?
Yeah, I mean, I never really wanted to do anything else from since I was a little kid. Obviously, as you get older, when you're always thought I wanted to race, right? When you're little, I don't know how much you actually know you want to do when you're 7 or 8 years old starting to race go-karts. But I felt like when we started to short track race and get into our late model cars and things like that, the amount of effort and the amount of money being spent was a time period where you either had to get serious about it or not. And at that point in time, I think it was a real situation where you had to either commit or not and be okay with missing out on some things and going to the racetrack. And at that point, I was still young, but I enjoyed going to the racetrack, enjoying racing, and that was really when I feel like the commitment level got high and we started to really get serious about things.
Chase, a young man asked a question, and I have to ask you because he's not here right now, and that is, what was your favorite subject in school? And since you started racing at such a young age, did mom and dad ever say, if you don't get that grade up, you are not going to race on Friday night?
Yeah, that definitely was a situation. Unfortunately for me, I did not like school very much, so I didn't have a favorite subject.
I was going to say recess or at the end of the day.
Yeah, recess or that last bell was probably the best part. But Yeah, that was definitely a time that that my grades were poor, and my mom wasn't happy about it. Dad just says whatever mom says, so.
He was a smart guy.
Yeah, so yeah, there was definitely a time period for that. Yeah, luckily squeaked by, not by much, but we made it. So actually, funny, I was cleaning out my closet this week, and I've been looking for my high school diploma. I didn't know what I'd do with that thing, and I actually found that this week. So yeah,
was it signed?
It was signed. Yeah, it was signed. I passed the laws in Georgia to have a high school diploma, so that's as far as I made it. Yeah, I do have that. Yeah.
What's your name, buddy?
I'm Justin. I'm wondering who's the toughest driver to race against?
Oh, good question. Who is the toughest question?
Toughest. I feel like that changes each week. It's not necessarily one guy. I mean, I feel like there's a group of guys that are obviously win a lot more than others. But it changes week to week. I mean, there's a handful that I feel like can win on any given week, and then there's hit or miss guys who might be good some weeks and some not. So yeah, if you can assert yourself amongst those guys that win all the time, that's where you want to be, and when you show up at the track, have a legit shot everywhere. Because if not, you're gonna have to beat those guys to have a real chance.